In this video, we listed the 5 best Coleman tents that are available on the market for their true quality. Actually, I tried to make the list based on their popularity, quality, price, durability, user opinions and more. If you need more information about these products, please check the description section below and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get future reviews. It's done, let's dive into the video. Number 1. Coleman Sundome Tent. Do you want to get into camping without shelling out a fortune? Do you usually camp in fair weather? If you answered yes, the Coleman Sundome may be the perfect tent for you. Yes, the Coleman Sundome is cheap. But that doesn't mean it's low quality. In fact, it should cover all your needs on most camping trips. I've looked at quite a few budget entry-level tents, and nothing comes close to the Sundome. To begin with, it's quite roomy. You should be able to fit a queen-size air mattress in the 3 to 6 person models. And the peak is high enough that even tall people can sit up straight. And it keeps you dry even if it's pouring outside. This is not only true in my personal experience but also confirmed by thousands of reviews. Just remember to use a tarp or footprint to protect the bottom of the tent. But strong winds could cause some issues. Coleman says it's tested for up to 35 miles per hour, but people reported significant bending at winds of 20 miles per hour. Given the average wind speed is 6 to 12 miles per hour, this shouldn't be a cause of concern for most of you. Number 2. Coleman Pop-Up Tent. Do you wish you never have to set up your tent when camping? Well, the Coleman pop-up tents make that happen. This tent literally pops into place a few seconds after you take it out of the bag, thanks to its elastic and pre-assembled poles. Takedown is also simple but requires some practice. The instructions from Coleman aren't very clear. Make sure you aren't forcing anything, otherwise the poles may snap. Here's a video demo of the setup and takedown. The ease of setup also makes this tent great for festivals and events, where you may want to move a lot. You won't have to worry about rainy weather, either. The waterproofing is surprisingly good. People have reported staying dry inside the tent even when there are puddles of water outside. But be prepared to size up. The 2-person model is very spacious for one person, even if they are very tall. The 4-person model would be way too tight for 4 adults but would comfortably fit 2 people and some gear. Number 3. Coleman Tenaya Lake Cabin Tent. Want a large camping tent that really stands up to rain and winds? Consider the Tenaya Lake Cabin Tent. It's very roomy. There's enough floor space for you to put down 2 queen-size air beds with some gap in between. And most of you will be able to stand up straight in this tent under the 6 feet 8 inches ceiling. There's a 2 foot x 2 foot closet with some shelves and a hanger bar. You'll no longer have your clothes and shoes scattered all around your tent. Perhaps the biggest selling point is how weatherproof it is. Multiple people have slept in it through heavy storms, very windy, without a drop of water inside. This is in part due to its steel poles, which are much more sturdy and durable than fiberglass ones. The rainfly covers only the top, but the walls are highly waterproof. In terms of setup, Coleman advertises it at 9 minutes. But more realistically, it'll take you 10 to 20 minutes depending on your experience. It's still pretty simple for a tent of this size, though. Number 4. Coleman Hooligan Backpacking Tent. Coleman is really not known for making backpacking tents. But the Hooligan is an exception. And it's certainly not a bad backpacking tent. To begin with, it's quite spacious. The 2-person model comes with 39 square feet of floor space, sufficient for 2 tall adults with gear. Most 2P models only have 28 to 33 square feet of space. And it's very waterproof. Reviewers have said it stays bone dry even in heavy rain, thanks to its full coverage rainfly and tarp-like bottom. My biggest concern about this tent is its weight. At 7 pounds for the 2P model and 12 pounds for the 4P model, it's one of the heaviest backpacking tents. You will feel uncomfortable if you hike with it for a long time, and you will want a buddy to share the weight with you. Also, it's not exactly a freestanding tent. It comes with only one pole, so you will need to stake it down to make it stand up. All in all, it's a great entry-level backpacking tent given the low price. If you have a higher budget, there are plenty of lighter options like the Featherstone backpacking tent and the Marmot Crane Creek. Number 5. Coleman Skydome tent. Camping is very fun, but you won't like everything about it. Maybe you dread setting up your tent, or hate being stuck on the side of your tent with little headroom. You won't have any of these issues with the Skydome. It has 20% more headroom than traditional dome tents, thanks to its near-vertical walls. The floor space is generous, too. And it would only take around 5 minutes to set up. The poles are already connected to the tent, so no more effort sliding those poles into the sleeves. A downside of this, though, is that you may have to replace the entire tent if one pole breaks.